episode is brought to you in part by Tommy's guys. If the fish ain't biting, he knows where they're hiding. I tell you what, these airboats are a great way to get to those super skinny waters. We went in about 4 inches of water or less in some spots. That guy right there in the camouflage, that was our guide, Tommy Ramzinksy. He's an FLW Redfish Series championship winner. So when it came down to it, he knew plenty about the reds and how to fish for them. So it was time to head out. If you've never been on an airboat, the props are so loud, as you can hear in the video, that special hearing equipment is needed so you don't damage your hearing. That's my dad and his longtime friend on the left, cracking jokes. He's the one set up this trip with Tommy, so if it wasn't for him, this would have never happened. Thanks, Ruben. Can't wait to do it again. We get to the spot Tommy had found the day before, and within less than 10 minutes or so, the sea lights we were using as bait gets a nice hard hit. As soon as Tommy gets the rod and reel for my dad to go ahead and reel in the line to get it out of the way, it looks like my dad's bait gets nailed hard. What seems like a double hookup is actually a double tangle up. So here we are, the both of us fighting what seems to be two fish, at least that's what we thought. When the fish gets closer, you can actually see that both our lines are crossed. At this moment on, once we knew we were tangled, my dad and I put a bet on to see who's the one who actually had the fish on their line. See here, we're both fighting the fish. I'm having trouble reading it in because our lines are so tangled that his hook eventually actually comes all the way up to my rod tip, and it just makes it for a hard battle. I know y'all are probably wondering why we didn't just cut his line. It's because for a while there we were still kind of uncertain on whose line he was actually on, until we actually was able to reel in some more of the line. Then we noticed it was on mine, but it's alright. After a nice tangled battle, I couldn't reel in anymore, so at this time Tommy had to grab the line to go ahead and get him out of the surface to net him. And as you can see right here in a little while, I won the bet. Fish on. My dad hooks up to one right here, and the battle begins. Fish is on the boat, and another one bites the dust, or bait. Couple minutes later, and he gets another one. It's a back-to-back hookup. Sorry about that random camera you see flailing around. I was trying to get some of that neat underwater footage you see, but just failed. Pretty bad. Well guys, this episode's getting too long. Stay tuned for part 2 of this episode for more fish catching, rod bending action. I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, tight line.